Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. This is a Jinzo deck profile, and you may be wondering, how do you build a Jinzo deck? For one, a lot of the OCG got a new support on Jinzo, which I think is really cool, and I'm just going to right into the deck profile. This is not a really super competitive deck. It's just like kind of like a little fun deck that I put together myself, which I highly enjoy this deck a lot. First off, you're running 2 Desperado Barrel Dragons. Basically, this is a free special summon if a Dark Machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect. And all of your monsters are Dark Machines except your Psycho Bounder, which is just a good card, that's why I run it at 3. But basically, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then during the battle phase, you can quick effect and toss a coin 3 times, and if you do, destroy that many face-up monsters in the field up to the number of heads you got, which is really crazy. And if it was all heads, you get to draw a card, so it's just a lot of pluses. And then this card cannot attack the turn the effect is activated, which makes it kind of fair. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 7 or lower monster that has a coin tossing effect from your deck to your hand, which you don't do the second effect, but the first 2 effects are really crazy. You're running 1 Jinzo Lord, and it's just a free special summon. By sending a face-up Jinzo you control the graveyard. You're going to get a lot of Jinzos out there, but once per turn you can destroy all face-up trap cards and inflict random damage to your opponent, each card destroyed by this effect. This card I only run at 1 is because, I mean, it is really easy to get Jinzo out there, but it's just not that fun having this card on the field, because not a lot of people are just going to have face-up traps sitting out there, but some people might like Altergeist and stuff, and Eldritch, so this is a really nice card against those kind of decks. 3 Gamma Seal, the new Red Eyes Dark Dragoon came out, and it's really scary. I've played a lot of rounds with it, and I didn't have any outs for it, so Kaijus are really, really good, and really any deck that can hold them, especially this deck, because this deck has a lot of, you can side basically anything in this deck and it works really well. 3 The Menacing Jinzos. This is the new card that came out. Well, there's a lot of new cards, but this is the new one, the new Jinzo monster. If a trap on the field or is in the graveyard, if there's a trap on the field or in the graveyard, which it's really easy because a lot of your opponent is going to have traps, almost like every deck run traps, except this deck, unless you're running like for the negates and stuff, but we'll get into that later. You get a special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, it suddenly becomes 6, which is really nice. And then during the main phase, it's a quick effect to contribute this card, special summon 1 Jinzo from your hand or deck, or graveyard, I mean. And then you can destroy all traps your opponent controls, and if they're set, you can reveal them, and you can only use it once per turn. So it's a free trap removal kind of deck, and like, it's just complete trap removal, so they can't activate traps whatsoever once you get Jinzo out there, which is really nice. The main monster himself, Jinzo, you guys all should know what this did. This is one of the most iconic Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever. This is pretty much the most iconic Yu-Gi-Oh Joey card, other than like Swordsman of Landstar and Red Eyes Black Dragon. So this is a really nice card. Especially in this deck, you really like to cheat him out a lot, and yeah, that's really it for that card. 1 Psycho Giga Cyber. This card's okay. I only run 1 mainly because if your opponent controls more spells and traps than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can only special summon 1 of itself once per turn. When this card declares an attack on its opponent's effect monster while you control a Jinzo, you contribute this card, place that opponent's monster in their face-up spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous trap. So, I mean, it's not the best card because it has to be an effect monster. You have to control Jinzo, but it is a free special summon, which is nice. 3 Psycho Bounders. This card's really good. It's a free search from the deck. If it's a normal special summon, you can add 1 Jinzo or 1 spell and trap, as specifically list its name in its text, from your deck to your hand. Before damage calculation, if another monster you control attacks, you can destroy both attacking monsters in this card, which is kind of like Reflect Bounder, but an upgraded version for this deck. 3 Jinzo Dectors. This is also a really good card. It becomes Jinzo while in the field of the graveyard. You contribute this card and add 1 Jinzo monster from your deck to your hand, and all set cards that your opponent controls, And if there's traps among them, you can special summon Jinzo monsters from your hand equal to the number of trap cards you control that were revealed, which is really nice. This card is usually comboed off of like a menacing Jinzo from the graveyard, and you special summon it, and there's just a lot of combo plays. Like Foolish Burial usually helps getting this card in the grave, and it's really nice. Double Allure of Darkness. Really, this deck has a lot of dark monsters, so I'm only running 2 because for 1, you really don't run a lot of monsters, and for 2, it's just good at 2. 1 Mind Control. This deck just has extra space for extra cards, so Mind Control really helps this deck if they have like a really strong monster on their field. 3 Pot of Extravagance. This card's really, really good, especially in this deck because you really don't care about your extra deck. You really just want to attack with all these kind of monsters. The only card that you really care in your extra deck is kind of like a Cleave Genius, but that's really is it. So Pot of Extravagance, really, it's a really good card in this deck. 1 Foolish Burial, just for the Jinzo Ejector plays that you can do. It's really good in this deck. 1 Monster Reborn for literally anything that you have in your graveyard that you want back out. 3 Law of the Cosmos. This is a really good card. It's a spell search card, and they can basically what you can do is your opponent can set 1 trap directly from their deck to their spell zone, and if they do, you can special summon 1 Jinzo from your deck. Otherwise, you can add 1 Jinzo or 1 monster from your deck to your hand that specifically this Jinzo, which is really nice because you get a free Jinzo out there and they can't activate the trap. So it's pretty much a free summon on the field because they can't activate that trap. Double limiter removal. Pretty much all of your monsters are machines except the Gamma-Sil, and so limiter removal really helps this deck out trying to OTK your opponent. 3 Called by the Graves. You really want most of your combos to go through, so basically any deck that has a lot of space can really use this card to its advantage. Double Cyber Energy Sock. Basically what this card does is that if you control a Jinzo, you can destroy 1 card on the field, and which is really, really nice. And then also if it was a trap, you can negate the effects of one face card on the field until the end of this turn, or each Jinzo you control gains 800 attack, which is really, really nice. 1 at 1 with the, 1 out, I can't talk today. 1 In Touch of the Cosmos. Basically what this card is, you can send 1 monster you control the grave that is owned by your opponent to the graveyard. Well, you control that is owned by a Pokemon graveyard, which never really happens, and special summon 1 machine monster from your hand or graveyard. Basically, the only way you can activate the first effect is if they do mind control or take control of it somehow. And then when your opponent draws for the normal draw in the draw phase while you control Jinzo, you can declare 1 card type, monster, spell, a trap, reveal the card they drew, and if it's declared type, you can send this card to the graveyard and draw a card. And you can only use it once per turn. I like this card at 1 because it is a +1 for draw, but its first effect is pretty much useless because not a lot of decks run take control of cards. So like Mind Control, since it was limited to 1, it really doesn't help any of that. And to round off for our deck, we're running 2 Heavy Metal Raiders. Basically what this card does is the first time a dark machine monster you control would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed, which is really nice. And if you took battle damage that turn, it gains that much attack during the damage calculation and keeps that attack as long as this card is on the field. Once per turn, if a monster you control was originally a dark machine monster destroys a card on the field by battle, you can special summon 1 dark machine monster from your hand. This card is like a really good card, mainly because it's a field spell, which really helps, and also you can just keep special summoning from your hand, and it's a free attack boost, and you don't take any damage, which is really nice. Well, you do take damage, but you don't take your monster isn't destroyed and you gain attack. Onto the extra deck. This is just a bunch of level 4 kind of shenanigan crap. 1 Dark Rebellion XZ Dragon. This is like one of my favorites because it was like the oldest XZ card that I ever got. Basically, you have your opponent's monster's attack, and then you gain that attack on this card by detaching 2 materials. Utopia. You guys should know what this does. 1 type 3 for Doer. It's just a free attach on top of the deck if you're going first, because you basically get to see what your opponent's playing. 1 Tornado Dragon for spell and trap removal. 2 Baguska. This card shuts down a lot of decks, mainly because they basically can't do anything. So monster effects can't activate. So like any dangers, any ashes, like hand traps can't activate. And then while it's in face-up defense position, all of monsters that are summoned are go into defense position, except Lynx. The Lynx are the only cards that can really do any effects. 1 Daigusto Emerald. It's just free draws, really. 1 onto the links, you're running 1 Burlo Dragon, 1 Burlo Sword, just kind of obvious shenanigan crap, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, Phoenix, and Cerberus, and 2 Cleafort Genius. Basically what this card does is, if it's Link Summon, it's unaffected by spell and trap effects, and the activated effects of other Link monsters, which is really nice. So like, if they try to target your Link monster, well, this Link monster for stuff, they can't. You can target 1 face-up card on each player's field except itself. Most cards have their effects negated until the end of this turn. When 2 monsters are special summoned at the same time to these points too, you can add 1 level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck to your hand. The second effect really doesn't help in this deck because you're not going to do double summons, but the first effect is really useful if they have like a really spammy card, which in Adamantipator's this card really helps out. Onto the side deck, you're running double BM4 launcher spiders, BM4 blast spiders. Once per turn, you can target 1 dark machine monster you control and 1 face up card your opponent controls, destroy them, and if the monster you control was originally a dark machine monster, destroys the monster by battle or card effect and sends it to the graveyard, you're going to inflict damage equal to the half of the attack of one of those monsters. So basically it's a burn card, and it's free destruct, well, not free destruction. You destroy 1 of your dark machines, and then you destroy 1 of your opponent's monsters. This card, it's just not the best card because, like, the Menacing Jinzo and like all the other stuff is really better. 3 Dark Ruler No Mores for the new Adamantipator crap that's all around. Basically, this just really good card in there. 3 Imperms. You really just want to cycle out your Gamma Seal and stuff like that, and that's really it. There really isn't other reasons why you don't have this in the Solemn Strike 2. Mainly because you don't have a lot of negates in this deck. So not a lot of disruptions you can get. But Gamma Seal right now I think is probably the best card you could have in this deck. And double Psychic Shockwaves to round off for the entire deck. Basically, when it activates Trap card, you can discard a spell or Trap card to special summon 1 level 6 dark machine monster from your deck. So it's mainly just a free special summon of Jinzo, but I like to side it mainly because you're probably going to go first next time, and this card's just really nice in there. So yeah, let's just get right into a duel. Alrighty, so I'm hosting a round. This is a go first / go second deck. It does like to go second. There really isn't much strategy. It's just to lock your opponent out of traps and try to OTK them for game. Well, not OTK them, kill them for game. And yeah, I'm just gonna wait for someone to join. Alrighty, so someone joined. We're just gonna get right into the duel. This is a go second deck, like I mentioned earlier, and let's see what we can do with this hand. So with this hand, it is probably not the best, but not the worst at the same time. So we're playing Gradles, and I'm just gonna let this guy do whatever he needs to do. Alrighty, so it is my turn. He played Adamantipator Arisen Dragkite, which I think is a really good card. It is free negates in this deck, but right now it's not anymore because of Gamma Seal. And we did draw a Law of the Cosmos, which is really, really nice. So first off, we're going to activate Heavy Metal Raiders. This is probably one of like my favorite field spell cards, just because of the fun effect. So we're going to activate the Law of the Cosmos, and we're not going to chain anything. He's going to get to set or not set a card. Hopefully he does set, because Jinzo on the field would be really nice right about now. So I'm just going to wait to see if he sets or not. Alrighty, so he does set a card. We are going to special summon the Jinzo from our deck. Like I said earlier, this is like basically a free summon since he can't do anything about it. And we're also just going to activate Monster Reborn on his Dragite, which is just a free body on the field, and so he can't access that again. We're also going to set the Called By of the Grave. We're going to go straight on the battle phase. Attack with 2400 on his Kaiju, and we will activate Heavy Metal Raiders, allowing us to special summon the Jinzo from our hand. Okay, we're going to attack with 3000, or we're going to attack with the 2400. And yeah, we're just going to end turn on that and see what he can do. Alrighty, so this guy could not do anything. We're just going to activate at one with in touch with the Cosmos. We're not going to chain anything. We're just going to go straight into the battle phase. Attack with 3000 on the defense position monster. Okay, and then if he has an effect, I will actually oh, so he gets that back. Why can I not I don't know why I could not change that, but that kind of hurts quite a lot. I don't know if we can do anything about that. You can target one face monster opponent controls, equip this card to it. Dang. So we're just going to go straight on to main phase 2. We're just going to switch both these to defense position. And yeah, we're just going to end our turn. Alrighty, so it is our turn. I'm not sure if we can do anything about this card on the field right now. Let's see. I could add Jinzo. I'm just gonna normal summon this card and see what I can do from here. Yeah, we're gonna activate Psycho Bounder's effect, and we're going to add Cyber Energy Sock, and let's see what I can do with this. Okay, so let's see here. I need to get rid of the dry guy, and since he has a free negate right now, I'm not sure if I can do anything with this. We're just gonna straight up end turn because I can't really do anything. Hopefully we draw the other Cyber Energy Sock, and I'm just gonna let this guy try to do whatever he needs to do here. Or yeah, I'm just gonna let him do whatever he needs to do. Okay, so I forgot about Psycho Bounder's secondary effect, and it was to that did activate that. So we're gonna activate Cyber Energy Sock Destroy. Hopefully it is a trap, and it's going to be a trap. Yes, we're going to activate effect. Okay, we're just going to negate the Heavy Metal Raiders. I don't know what I'm doing here. I wish I didn't do that. Nope. He's probably going to get out like the Ultimate Falcon or something. This is probably going to be one of the funnest duels I've ever had. Hopefully he doesn't get something out too big. But when you run Waking the Dragon, that's what I expected. Jeez. We're just going to activate the Menacing Jinzo. Boom, bring him out there. And we can't really do anything about this right now. I really wish I didn't destroy that. When we can't change any defense position, so we're just going to end our turn. Gosh, I wish he didn't run the Waking the Dragon in there, because that would have really hurt. That really hurts us. So yeah, I'm just gonna let him do his stuff. Alrighty, so we're just going to go to battle phase. We're going to attack the Ultimate Falcon, and I forgot about Heavy Metal Raiders. And this is going to be one heck of a duel. We're going to attack for game, pretty sure. Unless he has something like special up his sleeve. He has Battle Fader! Battle Fader, wow! Wow, that's crazy. No, we can't chain that. That's some crazy, that's crazy. I can't believe that. I just can't believe that. We're going to activate Jinzo Ejector, and we're going to add, let's see, yeah, we'll add the Menacing Jinzo from our deck to our hand. That's crazy though. I can't believe that. And no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to activate Menacing Jinzo, special summon him. That is crazy. We're going to activate the Menacing Jinzo, and we're just going to special summon back the Jinzo Ejector from our graveyard. Jinzo Eject, yep, destroy all the traps. Lost Wind 2, okay. And yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn to him. I just can't believe that Battle Fader right there. Alrighty, so we did draw into the Jinzo Ejector, so we're going to normal summon the Jinzo Ejector. We're going to special summon, let's see, what's a good card that we can special summon into? We'll special summon into, Utopia. Why the heck not? And he's gonna activate Lost Wind. We can't do anything about that, which really sucks. And we're just gonna go on to the battle phase. We're going to attack with Utopia. and we are not going to activate Utopia because we don't run the Utopia double. But since the Lost Wind can activate, since we have Jinzo on the field, that's really fun. And he plays Great Old Eagle, huh? Can I? I don't know why I can't Called by the Grave. That's a little weird. Yeah, this is probably one of the most fun duels I've ever had, and I'm just gonna pass turn to him on that. So I just top decked Cyber Energy Sock. We're gonna activate that, destroy the menacing Jinzo that he controls, and let's see what I can do here. Hopefully he doesn't have something that's gonna be really crazy. So we're just going to go on to battle phase, attack his face down card with Jinzo, and okay, that was Ash, and hopefully we're gonna attack for game. That was probably one of the most fun. Probably one of the most fun duels I've ever had in my entire life, and I really like playing against the kind of decks that run some things that are really unexpected, like Battle Fader, and Gradles on the other hand that are really crazy, like that attach materials to stuff. It's just really crazy kind of stuff, and the only way that saved me was top decking that Cyber Energy Sock. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to see a deck or some sort of deck showcased, please leave a comment down below and I will try to do so. And that's really all I have to say. Thank you for watching.